Alan, something new and exciting.
Yes. Really good. Really good.
We're big fans, aren't we, of the Drennan Acolyte rods? We have been for a while. But if there was one area that they haven't covered, it's a power rod, isn't it? Especially a power river float rod.
Yes, especially for the specialist lads and the lads who do a lot of big fish fishing with the rods. Now, Acolyte do two anyway. They do an ultra and a plus, as in the ultra is the lighter version and the plus is obviously the heavier version. But even lads who go on the rivers at the moment have always said that they like the pluses, but they're just, because they're so light and that, even the pluses are still a bit dainty for some situations. Now, a good pal of mine, he goes on the Trent a lot, and he fishes for barbel fishing, and they catch some big double figure fish on the float, and they fish with 3 and 4 treble A balsa floats with big lumps of bait on them, or whatever, pieces of luncheon meat and 3 or 4 casters. And he always says to me, he says, I love me power Acolyte, he says, but it's just not got enough oomph. Well, obviously Drennan have listened to people and what have you, and they've brought these out. They've brought 3 out. They call them Specimen floats. So, but they are the Drennan Acolyte range. This is the one I've got in my hand here at the moment is the 14-footer. They're still as light as the other Acolyte rods. You still wouldn't believe that these are any more powerful when you pick one up. But
Let's have a look. Let's have a bench. Let's
when
have a
you
waggle.
pick one up and actually bend it, you see how much more power there is in the middle to butt sections.
Oh yeah, it's a nice soft tip actually.
It's still quite soft,
it's not. You don't feel you're going to pull out a fish in
but
that.
in the bottom for playing barbel or big chub or whatever, there's a lot of more power in them. So lads who go on the River Wye, River Trent, River Severn and stuff like that, absolutely perfect if you're on some bigger fish. Now these rods, they come in 3 lengths. They've done a 13-foot, a 14-foot and a 15-foot. And basically what they are is they're an upgraded version of the Acolyte powers. So on average they've got about 30% more power than the pluses in the Drennan Acolyte rods. So if you're in the market for a new float rod and you want something with a bit more oomph in it, definitely have a look at these new Drennan Acolyte specimens. They are really, really good.
And they're all that same sort of price point, 200.
They're still the same price as the other Acolytes. They're not gone ridiculous. So the 13-footer I think is 249.
Yeah.
The 14-footer I think is 259, and the 15-footer is I think 259, 269. They haven't done a 17-footer in it because they didn't think it'd be right, as in the length of the rod for the power ratio.
Yeah.
They still thought it wouldn't balance right being 17. So 15-foot at the moment is the longest one they've done. Now if they get call or they think they can improve on the 17-footer to make it more powerful, there may be one, but it'll not be for this year definitely. But the 14 and the 15 in them are absolutely magnificent. I don't think you'd need a 17-footer in this kind of rod.
I'm just thinking, I don't know what you'd use it for. 17. You're not going to fish a bollo for a barbel, are you? I wouldn't have thought.
No. But even if you did fish it, because these have got that much more power in them anyway, the 14 and the 15-footer, you'd be able to do all your controlling and throw a big bollo out anyway with the 15-footer.
Yeah.
So I think they've got it right, basically, a 13, 14 and 15, and I don't think they need anything else in the range of that. So if you are after something what's bigger, I'm not sure what it says on here, Tom. Sometimes they tell you on the float.
Oh, it's little writing, that is.
It is, yeah. It says optimum reel lines on it, 3 to 7 pound, but
no, we can't get that. I'll have to zoom out again. Optimal reel line. Well, if you're using 7 pound line in your float fishing, you're going to land some big fish, aren't you?
Some big fish, yeah. So 7, 8 pound main lines on them, and probably a bit bigger on the 15-footer anyway. So you can use proper hooks, proper lines, proper floats on them as well.
Yeah.
And you will definitely be able to pull back on a barbel if it tries to go the other way.